My child, please answer me. I am calling you by name in your spirit, and I need you to hear the longing in my voice. I am not shouting at you. I am not commanding you. I am pleading with you, because my heart has been turned toward you for so long. I have been waiting, watching, staying near even when you pulled away. And now I am calling again, not with anger, but with a depth of love that aches to be answered. Please pause. Just pause. Let everything else fall quiet for a moment. This is not for everyone. This is not meant to be overheard. This is between you and me. I am speaking to you personally, intentionally, urgently. I am not asking for much. Just 90 seconds. 90 seconds of your full attention. Compared to what is at stake, that is so small. Compared to how long I have waited, it is nothing. And yet, it means everything. I have been waiting for a response from you for a long time. Longer than you realize. I waited through your confusion. I waited through your exhaustion. I waited while you distracted yourself because listening felt too heavy. I waited while you told yourself you would answer me later, when things felt clearer, when life slowed down, when you felt ready. I waited because love is patient. But patience does not mean indifference. My waiting hath been filled with longing, not distance. Hear me clearly now. This is not manipulation. This is not drama. This is not exaggeration. I am not trying to scare you into responding. I am telling you the truth plainly because time matters. Moments matter. Opportunities to respond do not remain open forever in the same way. This is the final warning in this form, not because my love ends, but because moments do. Seasons shift. Windows close quietly. And I do not want you to miss what could still change. Silence is also response. I need you to understand that. Choosing not to answer is still choosing. Ignoring this moment is still a decision. I am not saying that to shame you. I am saying it because awareness brings power. You are not passive here. You are not helpless. You are being invited to respond, and heaven is watching this moment closely, not with judgment, but with attention. Right now, heaven is still. Heaven is attentive. Heaven is leaning in because something meaningful is happening between you and me. Not later. Now. This is your moment. Not a random one. Not an ordinary one. This moment has weight because it carries choice. And choice shapes direction. I know fear wants to rise in you. Fear of what answering might require. Fear of change. Fear of disappointment. Fear of hope returning only to be hurt again. Let me gently remove that fear. I am not asking you to promise anything. I am not asking you to fix your life in 90 seconds. I am asking you to acknowledge me, to answer me, to say, even quietly within yourself, I am listening. My love for you has not changed. It has not weakened. It has not grown tired. I am not here because you failed. I am here because you matter. I am here because I see where continued silence leads, and I refuse to let you drift without one final, clear invitation. If you ignore this, things will shift permanently. Not because I will abandon you, but because unanswered moments shape habits, and habits shape hearts. Please understand me. I am not threatening you. I am loving you honestly. Love sometimes whispers. Love sometimes waits. And sometimes love must speak plainly and say, answer me now. not to control, but to protect. Not to pressure, but to preserve what is still possible. I am asking for just 90 seconds because 90 seconds of true attention can change direction. Awareness begins everything. Healing begins with attention. Restoration begins with response. You do not need perfect words. You do not need a perfect heart. You only need willingness. This is not about religion. It is not about performance. It is not about rules or labels or appearances. Strip all of that away. This is about relationship, about connection, about you no longer carrying everything alone while pretending you are fine, about you finally letting yourself be seen by me. Please answer me. I have been waiting for so long, waiting while you survive, waiting while you numbed yourself, waiting while you questioned quietly, waiting while you felt alone even when surrounded. I was never far. I was always near, waiting for this moment where you would finally stop and listen. This is your moment. Not because everything will suddenly become easy, but because everything can begin to change. Direction can shift. Weight can lift. Clarity can begin to form. But it begins with response. Answer me now. Just 90 seconds. Stay here. Listen. Let this moment finish what it started. Everything can still change if you answer now. My child, I want you to know how long I have been waiting for you. Not waiting with impatience, not tapping my foot or counting your failures, but waiting with a patience that only love carries. I have been near you in every season, even when you did not notice me, even when you felt alone, even when you assumed I had moved on. I did not. I stayed. I waited. I waited in moments when you were unsure what you believed anymore. I waited when your prayers grew shorter, quieter or stopped altogether. I waited when life became heavy and you decided it was easier to keep moving than to stop and feel. I did not withdraw because you were silent. I did not turn away because you were distracted. I stayed close, watching, listening, holding space for the moment when you would be ready to answer me again. Type Amen. I'm walking into my God-given destiny if He's leading your every step. There were many times I could have interrupted you sooner. I could have broken into your life loudly, forced clarity, shaken things until you had no choice but to look up. But love that forces is not love. I respect the freedom I gave you. I honor your will, even when it costs me pain to watch you struggle alone. I waited quietly because I wanted your response to be real, not coerced, not driven by fear, but chosen from the heart. I saw you walk through confusion and not ask for help. I saw you sit with questions you were afraid to voice. I saw you grow tired and tell yourself you just needed to push a little longer. I saw you learn how to survive without resting, how to cope without healing, how to keep functioning while your heart carried weight it was never meant to hold. And still, I waited. There were moments when you felt a gentle pull inside, a thought that came and went, a nudge you quickly dismissed. That was me, speaking softly, because at that time softness was all your heart could handle. I did not speak louder then because you were still learning. You were still becoming. You were still fragile in ways you did not yet understand. So I waited, protecting you even from truths that would have overwhelmed you too soon. Waiting is not easy when you love deeply. It is painful to watch someone you love carry burdens unnecessarily. It hurts to see them believe they are alone when you are standing right there. There were times when my heart grieved as I watched you struggle with things I longed to help you with. I watched you blame yourself for what was not your fault. I watched you feel unseen, misunderstood, and weary. And I stayed. I stayed faithful when you were inconsistent. I stayed present when you felt distant. I stayed gentle when you were hard on yourself. My faithfulness has never depended on your awareness of me. It has never depended on your perfect response. I have been faithful in silence, faithful in waiting, faithful in seasons when you thought nothing was happening. You may think that because time passed, the moment passed too. But understand this, waiting does not mean forgetting. Waiting does not mean losing interest. Waiting does not mean love grows weak. My waiting has been active. I have been guarding you, redirecting you, softening consequences, and keeping doors from closing completely while you were not ready to walk through them. There were times I watched you choose distraction over stillness. Not because you did not care, but because stillness felt too heavy. I did not punish you for that. I understood it. You were doing what you knew how to do to survive. So I waited for the moment when survival would no longer be enough, when your heart would begin to ache for something deeper, something truer, something real. I waited through seasons when you thought I was on.